This YouTube is going to be on heat vulnerabilities or hazardous heat exposure among those that are incarcerated. If your client is at risk, is your client at risk? Immune compromised? Are they overweight? Do they have heart disease, lung disease? Are they susceptible to the contagious viruses that may fluctuate in and out of a closed system like a prison? Compassionate release through the second look at may be an option. So heat vulnerabilities affects pretty much us all. Anyone can be at risk to the effects of heat. Some are more vulnerable, including people who are pregnant, have heart conditions, lung conditions, young children, adults, athletes, indoor and outdoor workers. Additionally, urban heat islands combined with an aging population, and urban heat islands can be cities, but just consider if you're in a prison. Aging populations, increased urbanization are projected to increase the vulnerability of urban populations to heat-related impacts in their future. And so this is a pretty serious topic. And while there are those who believe or don't believe in climate change, no one can disregard the fact that our temperatures have been increasing. We can see it in our oceans. We can see it in hurricane frequency and intensity, tornado frequency and intensity. And if you live in the Florida Keys, you can see it in the death of coral reefs. Between 2016 and 2020, coastal facilities in the United States experienced an average of 41.3 million persons of heat exposure annually. State prisons contributed to 61%, county jails 27%. If we go look at just a sample of second look at compassionate release, we'll open this up right here. And this, if I am not mistaken, comes from NACDL, where let's try and make this screen bigger. If I can find my mouse. Here we go. And so this is from the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers respectfully submits, this is in 2022, the following comments on the Commission's tentative priorities for the amendment cycle ending May 1st, 2023, with a particular focus on implementation of the 2018. And it's the First Step Act Amendment 3582 C1A, commonly known as compassionate release. And again, we're going to put in to that the Second Look Act applies for things that happen after one is sentenced. In 2018, 145,000 individuals in Texas, 98,900 plus in Florida accounted for 12% of all incarcerated individuals in the United States, and was responsible, though, for 52% of the total heat exposure. This is a tracker for that you can go ahead and open up. And what it will do is track in real time the different levels of extreme heat conditions around the country. And you can get a brief look at that here. Cooking someone to death, southern states resist calls to add air conditioning to prison. Advocates have called the sweltering conditions in some prisons cruel and unusual punishment. As of 2024, roughly 3/4 of Florida prisons lack AC, and 2/3 of those Texas prison beds don't have air conditioning throughout the facilities. Many prisons in Georgia and Alabama also lack complete air conditioning. This goes above and beyond another article in that same vein. In this, I referred to Federal Judge Furman's ruling in this particular case, but what they said is that there is a limited safety valve based on the general mandatory detention rule under 1834-45C. A defendant subject to detention pursuant to section 3143A2 may be ordered released under probing condition if two requirements are met. Many district courts have found that conditions in prisons in combination with personal circumstances of individual defendants can constitute exceptional circumstances. An increasing volatile environment intensifies the deterioration, infrastructure, and harmful policies around charging fees for medical care, privatizing care and commissary items, and failed emergency protocols. Under 1831-45C, a district court has the authority to authorize release of someone otherwise subject to mandatory detention pursuant to 3143A2 if, among other things, first, convincing evidence that the person is not likely to flee or pose a danger to the community. Second, it must be clearly shown that there are exceptional reasons why such a person's detention would not be appropriate, 3145C. And next, the best courts can do is to not add unnecessarily to the inmate population, thereby avoiding exacerbating the already frightening staff to inmate ratio. It's clearly shown that there are exceptional reasons why such a person's detention would not be appropriate. Another article on hazardous, there's several articles from Nature dealing with the hazardous heat exposure. Let's open up this one just to take a quick look at it. And we can I can't seem to get rid of the bottom, but this is in Nature. This is Nature's article from Nature. Prison population is also aging, with 1 in 7 serving life in prison, potentially resulting in greater overall heat vulnerability to those incarcerated. A brutal summer heat. Another article, prisoners say their cells are stifling hot like coffins. In August 2015, temperatures that month reached 105 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. Even after sunset, the concrete segregated cells at Dr. Lane Murray unit in Gatesville never quite cooled to a comfortable level. In Oregon, where the heat wave brought 100 plus degree days in 2021, one prison offered special cooling towels, charging $18, a nearly 100% markup. In Utah, where there's a new prison recently opened near wetlands in the Great Salt Lake, mosquito populations are thriving. However, the population has gotten so bad due to growing population of mosquitoes and ticks that prison officials have been scrambling for solutions. 3 years after COVID-19 reporting, infectious diseases disproportionately impact those in prison, where modern medicine and public health directives go ignored. There is a direct relationship between heat and violence. This next I found very interesting. There is a solution going forward to being done at Harvard University, where it's a professor that actually has figured a way to refit current HVAC systems in existing buildings, as well as implementing these changes in new buildings that provide less viral contaminants, cooler temperatures. The Harvard Healthy Building Program has developed safer building programs that reduce budgets over the long run by refitting HVAC systems, including new filters to protect all from COVID and other viral contagions. It said roofing and HVAC systems were among the top areas of need regarding estimated costs. The U.S. spends roughly 90% of its life indoors, according to Harvard researchers Joseph Allen and John McCober, authors of Healthy Buildings and How Indoor Spaces can make you sick or keep you well. Then as a bonus, over time, it actually can reduce budgets. So it's a long-term investment. And opening this here, taking you to this Healthy Building page, this is actually the book that he wrote. This is what I wanted to show you instead. Here we go. And so mandating healthy buildings is a fundamental yet frequently underestimated aspect of public health, especially highlighted by the COVID-19 pandemic. This often neglected facet impacts health, productivity, and learning. In this article publishing Science, 40 plus international experts, including Professor Joseph Allen, and they go into more here about this healthy building initiative. And already we know that a lot of prisons, state and federal, their infrastructures are in complete need of repair. And so it would make sense to put this into a long-term budget. If you find this helpful, please share it with your colleagues. With more to follow, if you have any questions or interested in engaging my services, please feel free to give me a call. My name again is Mark Blatstein, Dr. Blatstein. I humanize your client through personal narrative, release plan, and elocution. My website, PPRSUS.com. This reviews some of what I do. My phone number, 240-888-778. And if you ever need PowerPoint presentations for groups or CLEs, please don't hesitate to call. I hope all of you found this helpful, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen in today.